Well, good morning. It's me, Coach Rosa, and it's a beautiful weekend, and it's fall, but the sun is out. It's going to be a nice warm day, so I thought we'd go live early and then go out and enjoy this crazy day and make it an awesome day. I wanted to talk to you about FOMO, fear of missing out, and that can cause a lot of people to sabotage themselves. And so I wanted to check in with you and share some ideas about, do you have FOMO and how does it affect you and how does it interfere with your weight loss journey and your health goals, and how do we turn that around and make that work for our advantage. So this isn't going to be a long live. I'm just going to cover a lot of it in a short period of time. And I know I'm a FOMO person. I don't like missing out on all the fun things. I enjoy having fun. So when I see that all my friends are going to be going to a, an event, let's say it's a plant night locally. I love plant nights and I love crafts and I love creating things, but I'm not one who can keep a plant alive very long. So I'd say, well, I want to be part of the group. I want to have fun with everyone. So I'm going to do it just for the experience of hanging out with my friends. And that'd be an example of FOMO. Now let's say it includes dinner and appetizers and desserts. Well, now you have the risk of getting off track. And so you want to be included with your friends, but you also don't want to get off track because you've been doing so well. And so that's where, FOMO can get in the way. Everyone's going out for pizza. The place they're going to is pizza and wings. That's all they serve. And now you want to hang out with them. You want to do this, but you also know, wow, I've been doing really good with salads for lunch, and now I don't have any options. And so that's what I mean about FOMO. So what I want you to think about is your experience with your friends is about the experience, not about the food. So that's the first thing we want to do. And you don't have to say yes to everything, right? But if you enjoy it and you want to, then you need to have a plan so that you're not left at the last minute trying to figure out what you're going to do. Because here's what happens. Impulse leads to an indulgence. And so you have to be careful with impulsiveness, because that's 9 times out of 10 where the overeating comes out. It's an impulsive behavior, not a planned behavior. I just finished videotaping our next series, and it's really for those of you who've been with me a while, because we're going into month 9 with that series, and that includes that impulses, impulsive behavior leads to overindulgences. And so stick with me. You'll get to hear more about that down the road. And if you haven't realized it yet, members who are with me for a year, they have that. Once you're with me for a year, you're stay a member. You have lifetime membership for free. That's a charter member. And that's because weight management is management. You have to manage it for your life. That's usually what happens. You can get a grip on it. You can overcome a lot, and you can do extremely well for a very long time. But typically, periodically, during the holidays, during life stressors, during certain times, we need to get back on track. And that's what I'm here for, to keep you on track. Mind, body, and spirit. Keep you on track. Help you to have a healthier, happier mind and body. FOMO is one of those things. So here's what you want to do. You want to be honest with yourself. The reason I chose this topic is it's one of mine, right? I have big time FOMO. When I see all my friends doing something, I want to be part of the party. I want to hang out. I want to enjoy time with them. If I think I'm missing out, I want it more. I don't like that about myself. Frankly, I can't stand that about myself. I wish I wasn't that way. I'm being honest with you, and I'm going, this half of the year I've learned to be more vulnerable with you, and I thank you for that. And so I'm sharing part of who I am with you. So the first piece is you have to be honest with yourself. Know yourself. Know yourself really well. Know if this is who you are, or where it will affect you. I'm not going to say this affects me with everything, because if someone says I'm going to go do this and it's not my closer friends, I'm usually fine. My little FOMO kicks in with, a handful of people that I really, really want to be around, that are my closer confidants. And I look at that and I'm like, oh, let's do it. Well, it's not in the budget. Well, let's figure out how to put it in the budget. I want to hang out with them. I want to experience this with them. So that first thing, admit it, know it. Do you have FOMO? When do you have FOMO? And When is it okay to say no? And the other part of it is, no, and okay to say yes to yourself. And if they're doing something, if people that you really want to hang out with are going out for a elaborate dinner, let's say it's $150 a plate or something, now all of a sudden my FOMO fades away. It looks like fun that you're going to enjoy together, you're going to share a memory, but my value of spending money on food isn't that high, so I can't imagine I would enjoy something that much that I would want to spend that much money. And that would be a twist to this. So know who you are, understand when you experience FOMO, and then know your values enough to be able to draw a line. Like, it's okay if everyone's going out as couples and we're going to dinner and a movie, and that I can see myself wanting to see the movie, wanting to experience time with other couples, and wanting to share this with my mate. But then there's other times where maybe it's a weekend excursion and you're flying out of town and it's expensive and it's not in the budget, and you just have to accept that that's where the cutoff is. And with that will come a lot of unexpected indulgences, a lot of impulsiveness, and maybe there's times you say, it's worth it to me. So FOMO's real. It gets in the way of a lot of people doing what they want to be doing. And so I want to flip this around for you so you could use it to your advantage. First of all, when you know this is something that you tend to succumb to, start to take a leadership role with the people that you do that with. Start making suggestions. So if there's a group of people and they're talking about, we're going out to lunch, we get out early on Friday, let's all go out to lunch, rather than maybe the Cheesecake Factory, think of something on your own. Think fast. Where can we all go where we can have this fun experience, we can have lunch, and I know they have some great salads. And maybe Cheesecake Factory does. I don't know. I haven't been there in a long time. I just know the showcase enough is enough to throw you off, which is another video we taped for you in September, or for the 9th month, for those of you who've been with us. And that is what your brain sees, it wants. You got to be very, very careful what you're randomly looking at because your brain will start to want it. So that's the first thing, is come up with an idea. Come up with a suggestion that you think will be less tempting for you and that you can overcome fairly easily. The other thing you could do is you could look ahead and say, this is where everyone's going for lunch. I want to go with them. This will be fun. We'll have a good time. Now I can look at the restaurant, look at the menu, look online, decide what I'm having in advance, and pick my meal without looking at the menu. Don't even look at the menu. Don't even look at the showcase. Walk right by, engage in conversation with somebody, have a seat, and instantly know what you want without looking at it. And that in itself is a skill that you can learn and do and practice. Now, the other thing with FOMO is you can also remind yourself that you still are having fun with this, whatever's going on. And sometimes it's okay to not have to participate. Sometimes you'll feel better not participating than when you do participate. So if everyone's, doing a, pizza party and it's, not at a time that's convenient for you, but you're trying to squeeze it in, and you already ate and you'll eat again just because you're there, maybe you say, I'm not going to make it today, or I'll come after my workout and I'll catch you guys for, afterwards. We can have, just chit chat and we'll wrap up together. And that helps a lot too, just to be able to avoid part of it, but then participate in the other part. But you can use it for your advantage when you start to create FOMO in healthy ways. Establish a buddy system. Now, when you see your buddy is going on a walk and you're not going on a walk, you get a healthy FOMO. Wait a minute, we always walk along the canal together. Let's do it together. So make appointments. I use the gym for FOMO as well. And that is, I think I have pretty good gym FOMO nowadays. And that's because I'm a member of a couple gyms, and I have my favorite classes, and I've made friends in those classes. So now when I see they're all posting pictures that they just finished a kick butt workout, and I think, what? I missed it. I missed the kick butt workout. I wish someone would have told me. That's a fear of missing out. So then I'll reach out later and I'll say, hey, we should work out together next time. Let me know when you go and I'll meet you there. Or I get out of work at 4:30. I can't get to the gym till 5 o'clock. Would you save me a bike? I'd love to work out with you. And I find that works even just as well as the fear of missing out on the fun indulgence stuff. Is you can have fear of missing out on fun, healthy things. You just have to start reaching out to people. So start establishing connections and start establishing healthy habits together, so that if you see that, you can actually work that in your favor. Maybe there's one thing I like to do at work, and you're welcome to do this if you're one of those people that likes to organize events. I do think it's helpful to create a leadership role for yourself, not necessarily where you're taking over things all the time, but you're making ideas and you're helping those ideas happen. And then you now will have the FOMO in a healthy vein rather than whatever ends up thrown in your lap. So I like to do what's called community salad bars. And I'll say to our staff, let's do a community salad bar on Friday before our meeting. We have a big meeting. It's 2 hours long. Let's do a community salad bar first. And somebody will bring in all the lettuce, and everyone brings in a topping. And I'll just go and get a bulk package of chicken thighs. It's less than $10. Put that in the crock pot, season it up. So it's less than the price of lunch. But that will be my contribution to the salad bar, right? Then we've got lettuce, and everyone brings in all kinds of things, shredded cheese and olives and crunchies and all kinds. Someone brings in dressing, and then all together we get to have lunch together, and we've created our lunch together. So that would be a nice way to create a FOMO where if you're not part of it, you kind of miss it. You want to be part of it. So think of healthy ways to indulge your FOMO. Think of activities that you would like to experience with other people that will help you stay focused on your health goals, and remind yourself on the negative side that, it's probably some of that you'll feel better if you don't do it, because when you see people reaching their weight loss goal and you see how good they look, you'll have FOMO again. You'll say, wow, if I would have stuck with this for 6 months, I could have been down 15 more pounds. And it may not sound like a lot, but 15 pounds is 15 pounds. And I never said Mind Over Platter is the fastest way there is to lose weight. But I will tell you it's a healthy way to lose weight, because you're changing your brain. You're changing your programming, and you're affecting your whole life. It's about creating a healthier, happier mind, body, and spirit. And it's not necessarily just racing through life trying to get rid of all the weight as fast as you can, because that weight comes back on. It does. I see it every day, all around me. People share with me a program they've invested a lot of money in. They do a radical diet, and 6 months later, they're gaining the weight back. I see it all the time. What I want you to do is I want you to use your FOMO to say, well, look at that. Look at this person. They just ran a 5K. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm not saying you have to be competitive. I'm not saying you have to keep up with anybody. I'm saying use it as a way to say, wow, that would be me in 6 months. That could be me in 6 months. And I can have a nice experience of running a 5K if you've ever wanted to do that. I remember the one and only time I ran a 5K. It was before I turned 50. I was 49, and I wanted to try it. And there was one in my town, in the Rotary that I belonged to, and they always sponsor this 5K. And it was like the Race Along the Ridge, I think it's called. And I've never ran. I don't like running. I have asthma. It bothers me. But I decided to be a great goal, a good metaphor before turning 50, that I can do anything I set my mind to, that I can accomplish this. I knew I liked cardio, and all my cardio friends said, you can do this. You've got it. You're conditioned enough to do this. It's just a different kind of exercise. And it really did trigger my asthma. And 2 of my coworkers, much younger than me, said, hey, I'll do it with you, Rosa. I know you could do it. I'll do it with you. And I said, well, I can't run the whole time. And there's that FOMO kicking in. I can't keep up. And FOMO stinks when it comes up like that. And you have to learn to let it go and say, you know what? I don't want this right now. I don't have time for this. This is not helping me. This is hurting me. And my friends said, oh, it's okay. We can walk and run. I don't mind. And I thought, wow, really? Okay. So turn the FOMO into something positive. I'm going to hang out with my two friends. I'm going to have to walk a few times during this and catch my breath, but I'll get right back into it. It'll keep me motivated enough to keep pushing, but also not give me too much excuse to say I can't do it. I'm going to walk. We did it together, and it was really great. It was a great memory. It was a great experience. That's the right kind of FOMO. I would do it again with the two of them if they said, "We're doing it. Come do it with me. I'm turning 40 now. It's my turn to celebrate." Or probably, well, I think they're all 30 now. I would do that. Even though I don't like running, it would be a good way to share an experience again. I hope this is helpful. Feel free to talk in our group. Talk about our program to people. Please share it. I do a lot of work. I spend a lot of time thinking of topics, recording the topics, putting together your assignments, putting together your sessions to, the hypnosis and the visualizations and the tapping, really to help you. I spend a lot of time to do this for you, and I hope it's helping, and I hope you share it with people, and let me know how you're doing and how we can enrich this experience, and let's share in this community on Facebook. I hope this is helpful, guys. I love you very, very much. Enjoy this beautiful day.